Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow. It is Wednesday at 11:41 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I had a great time at Decentral in Miami, and I'm going to cover a lot of that, including the big war between Bitboy and, a fan, I guess you could say. And there's a lot of coverage of that. I'll get to all of that a little later. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to dive right into the news and what's going on, because there's a lot of important stuff, I think, happening, and I want to make sure you get it before you click away. So in terms of Cardano's blockchain's underlying fundamentals, the trends remain strong. A few days ago, the number of native tokens deployed onto the world's sixth largest blockchain, for now, by market capitalization surpassed the 7 million mark for the first time. The rate at which new tokens are being issued on the Cardano blockchain is impressive. The blockchain only hit 6 million native tokens in September. At the current pace, Cardano should have over 10 million native tokens changing hands on its blockchain by mid-2023. And I will add, the majority of which will likely be garbage. Even though I'm a big Cardano fan, I've been a part of Cardano since 2017. I've been talking about it forever. Just because something is launching on Cardano does not mean it's going to be gold and to the moon. So be wary. But it's good to see that there's definitely a lot of interest from the community and from developers and everybody out there trying their hand at developing things and utilizing the blockchain for whatever their goals may be. And hopefully the majority of them come out ahead. But I'm not counting on it. That's to be seen. Elsewhere, according to the latest update from Cardano Blockchain Insights earlier this week, the number of smart contracts deployed on Cardano's Plutus platform was last up 300% in 2022. 3,791 smart contracts are now deployed on Plutus versus 947 at the start of the year. So significant growth in the Cardano blockchain, which is obviously a great thing. And there's more to come. ADASwap, a Cardano-based decentralized exchange backed by Wonder Woman star Gal Gadot, which got my attention, let's be honest, has launched in mainnet after an intense 2 years of growth and development while on its testnet. It's one of the first projects to launch on top of the Milka Media network. At the core, the platform will host an automated market maker utility that provides decentralized and non-custodial market making for liquidity providers, built and utilized on top of the Cardano blockchain infrastructure. This will be revolutionary based on our own free finance model that will change not only DeFi, but the world. So there's a link here to the white paper, which I might actually check out because this kind of thing does intrigue me. I don't know much about it yet because this is the first I've really been looking into ADASwap at all. But I will say that just about any DeFi application today scares me, especially in the current climate with everything going on. There's a huge upheaval. And the rug is being pulled on a lot of major finance vehicles right now in the blockchain space. And, it seems like a lot of the destruction, though, is coming from more centralized vehicles, exchanges and the like. So I don't necessarily personally use DeFi applications yet, and I really haven't in quite some time. And when I have used them, I've always created a separate wallet specifically for that transaction, only utilizing the amount of crypto that I need to use for the transaction. So if I'm trying to trade one thing for another, I've only got that much in the wallet, and I'm using that wallet specifically for that transaction. Maybe that sounds paranoid, but ask those who've been robbed and scammed and traded faulty coins or have been opening back doors and things like that to their wallets. I don't think anything's paranoid in the crypto space because it's not paranoia if if they're really after you. And so that's just the way I look at it. But, I do plan on looking into this further, and maybe I'll do more of a deep dive on ADASwap in the coming days, maybe sometime next week. We'll have to see. Now, this is big news that I think everybody should be privy to. Telegram founder Pavel Durov has announced plans by the messaging platform to unveil decentralized cryptocurrency products, including a crypto exchange and non-custodial wallets. I really don't know how I feel about this, if I'm honest. I love Telegram. It's basically, in my opinion, the best messaging app in the world anywhere, but it is technically a Russian application. And with the now, but that's also, I don't know how much that plays into things, right? Because you can create end-to-end encrypted messaging between users. There's a lot of functionality to maintain an element of privacy and security on Telegram. Its functionality continues to grow day by day. There's a new update. It seems probably once every couple of weeks. There's a big update with a lot of new features and functions and things. And it's ultimately my favorite chat application. I mean, geolocation of its developers, I don't care. Maybe I should. I don't know. But I also don't do anything super sensitive on Telegram either. And I definitely have impersonators on Telegram. I've even had impersonators quoted in articles years ago that I supposedly said this and I was doing that, and it was like, get out of here, that's, you know better. But anyway, so I am interested in seeing where this goes and what these applications are. But with the current climate of things right now, between the wars and the economic upheaval and the China and Russia basically stocking up on gold and looking to, the BRICS currency and how they're trying to create this new currency that's backed by gold, and their overall interest in blockchain now. And it seems to be a major, well, let's put it this way. If let's just call them the powers that be, are working towards ushering in CBDCs and ultimately, completely 100% trackable currency, digital currency for the world to use. And we're seeing I guess you could call it a leveling of various countries and their economic policies and their economic status in the grand stage. And then you see countries like China and Russia who are ultimately wanting to do their own thing. They don't seem to want to be a part of this whole global order of things. And when I see Biden and he says, all kinds of countries are in a deflation or inflation and a recession, coming close to all this stuff. I mean, he's basically, I've noticed this about the left. They basically make it a statement, and then they try to bring everybody in the world on it with them, as though they're either the what's the word I'm looking for? Like the end all be all. Like they know it all, and everything that they think and see and do, it's because everybody else agrees. Everybody else is a part of the same mindset, and to some degree they are. But I think they like to inflate their numbers in terms of those who actually believe this stuff. And when I see someone like Biden basically saying, hey, it's not just us, it's a lot of countries. Well, a lot of these countries have leadership that are members of the same organization, think tank, whatever you want to call it, that are ultimately ushering in these dramatic changes to supply chains, to the economic stances of a lot of these countries. And so that doesn't necessarily tell me, oh, well, I guess we're okay because, we're having these problems and other countries are too. No, it's because a lot of these countries are involved with the same groups that are ultimately trying to usher in the same agenda. And they're using, political stances and, key trigger points for different parts of society and different countries, and basically just kind of putting everyone against one another so that we're arguing amongst ourselves while ignoring what's actually happening under the surface. And what's happening under the surface is a global economic war and a restructuring of things. And Russia doesn't want any part of it. China doesn't seem to want a part of it. And so what do they want to do? Well, they're bringing in this new currency, and they're now starting to bring in their own infrastructure for cryptocurrency. And think about it this way. If Telegram somehow manages to launch non-custodial wallets and exchanges and everything, and then somehow starts integrating them into Telegram, basically the biggest chat application in the world, okay, then I don't even know what to think about that, because the sky is literally endless for these guys. And but the thing that bothers me, and I guess it's a matter of what narrative do you believe most in terms of, is Russia this evil, maniacal, trying to take over the world country that's basically looking to build on the downfalls of everyone around them? Like, is that really them? That's what we're taught to think. And maybe there's a lot of truth to that. I personally don't know. I don't know that much about Russia. I don't know much about Putin. I don't know much about a lot of these people outside of, my own little side digging. So, I'm not sure what to think about a lot of this yet. But, we'll see. I think that I will say this. I believe that whatever is to be built, either through, with, or a part of Telegram, as it relates to a global economy on the blockchain and crypto exchanges and transactions and all of that, I believe it's going to be an effort to compete with what everyone else is doing on a global scale. And I don't necessarily believe that if they're going to do that, they would do that with a nefarious plot in mind. But that's just my own opinion. I don't know. I could be wrong. They could be saying, you know what? We don't really like the way you guys are doing things. We want to compete, but in order for us to compete, we need to destroy you. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But that's kind of where my head is. I'm actually a little excited, if I'm honest. I'm a little excited to see what they come up with, how it integrates with, if at all, to Telegram. But yeah, that's that. So let's talk a little bit about what went on at Decentral Miami. You can see this photo here. I'm always a joke. I'm always the head in the back of every group photo. But you see Aaron and Austin with Altcoin Daily, Crypto Zombie. You see Bitboy Ben over here. You see Tom Crown. I can't remember this gentleman's name. Super nice guy. I can't remember. Mind Your Business. That's why I'm like, because I've watched this guy's videos before, and he's solid as a rock. But there's so many people that I was exposed to, and I'm like, oh, that guy. But yeah, Mind Your Business. All of these guys are great. I mean, everybody. I got to talk to Crypto Zombie again. Hell, I first met him, I think, in 2017, 2018. And, we chatted, we talked a little while back in Vegas, and he just ended up apologizing to me profusely. Even my wife was, what is wrong? Apparently he thought that, the way I am here on YouTube was like a show, and that, he was going to meet me in person. I was going to be a total douche. And he told me that, and he apologized profusely for apparently like prejudging me. And we've been friends ever since. I mean, and he's such a good guy, and super manic though. Like he's like, if you watch his content on YouTube, you see his energy, how he's just go, and he doesn't really stop. Yeah, that's really not editing. That's pretty much him in a nutshell. He's just a mile a minute guy, but I think he has a heart of gold. I think he genuinely wants to do well. And even more now, like my impression of him has only gotten better because even with the success he's found on YouTube, he hasn't changed. Like he's the same dude I met years ago. And I like Zombie. I think he's a really good guy, and he's trying to make his way like everyone else, but he really does care about trying to educate everyone. Aaron and Austin, these guys, I had a talk with them. I was really, really shocked. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not 100% sure which one was telling me this. I'm thinking it was Austin. And he said, dude, you're one of the reasons why we started Altcoin Daily. He's like, I've been watching you for years. And he was like, your content is always so good. He's like, you've always done such a great job. And then he gave me some advice, which I've taken in this video. If you'll notice, I got straight to the point. I didn't waste 3 minutes of dead air. I didn't have a big long everything at the beginning of the video. I even have a new logo. He's like, the only thing that I think holds you back, well, he said that because there's a lot of dead air and things at the beginning of a video, as I'm kind of getting my head on, and I'm like, especially if I go live. I also think it's just the fact that I wasn't doing daily content, and then the algorithm just kind of forgot about me. And, I've been on a semi break, ultimately just doing a video whenever I felt like it for the last year and a half, which definitely hurt my subscribers. but he really he made me, I was kind of getting a little emotional, man, and I was taken aback because I love their content. And honestly, meeting them, they are cool cats. Like I don't know how to put it, but they're not showy. They're not, I mean, they're the second, they're within the top three, if anything. I think they're the second largest YouTube channel. And I think they're like 1.25 million subscribers, if not more. I'd have to double check. But they were just cool, man. Like, they weren't trying to be showy. They were just chill and cool. And we had some good chats. And I don't know, man. I mean, Bitboy was Bitboy. I mean, Bitboy has definitely changed over the years. I mean, let's just be honest. To me, he's becoming like the Trump of crypto, where he's gotten so big and there's just so many people coming after him. I even saw, and I don't have it ready, but I have there's even somebody that was like trolling, like, acting like Ben's friend to take photos with him just to post it onto Twitter and talk about what an asshole he is. And, it was just like, Ben has so much and so many people coming at him all the time. And I try to add some levity to what's happening. And I tried to I send him little messages sometimes. I sent him a really long one yesterday and I ended up deleting it because I'd love to have just a talk. I want to have a talk with Ben, and just because I feel like he's taking so much on himself right now. And I feel like there's so many different variables playing into what's happening with Bitboy Crypto and Ben and his life. And I think right now he's, in a sense, I feel like he's chasing a dragon, in that, he wants to be the people's champion so much and basically prove all of the naysayers wrong, that I feel like he's taking a lot of risk with the people he's going after, and to some extent how he's doing it. I love Ben. I mean, I've known Ben since he was just this humble animated video guy, with like a few thousand subscribers, before TikTok, before everything. And he's always had his heart in the right place. And I think that as he's grown and he's gotten bigger, and, we've all made mistakes. We've all talked about projects that didn't pan out or didn't go well. And we're going to talk about some of that too in this video. Maybe I'll save that for another video, because I want to talk about the idea of paid content, paid sponsorships, paid promotions on YouTube, because I feel like, it is what it is, right? But I think I might even do a follow-up video that maybe I'll put out today or later this evening about that. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments, because we talked about it a little bit, where Ben and we didn't go at it, but we just had a disagreement, and it's totally cool. It's okay to disagree. This isn't a right or left type of thing, where if somebody disagrees with somebody else, we have to instantly hate them. Like, this is a conversation. But anyway, what happened was, some woman in the crowd just started laying into Ben, right? And I don't even know, this is the full 28 minutes. We're not going to show that, but I'll give you a little impression of kind of what happened. And I'll tell you a little bit about what I did, because I was trying to make it funny.
Big thing that happened, right? Let me explain to you what happened there. And this is the 100% truth.
You see me over here in the corner.
I did a video on a project called Pan, and the difference between me and everybody else is I own everything I did. And this is why people try to attack me and they can't touch me, because I own it and I say that I made mistakes. I did not do things maliciously. But people like this that are vitriolic and they just want to spew toxicity to get a name for themselves, they don't understand they do not understand the truth of what happened. The truth is, I did a video on a project that was researched by my team called Pan Okay.
So that was a little towards the end of a lot of it. But there was a point where they were just kind of going at each other. And I was standing. So this woman, apparently she's a developer. And she was basically throwing a lot of claims at Ben. And Ben instantly, he got really worked up, because he's like, okay, cool. I've got someone else coming at me out of nowhere. And I get why he gets frustrated, man. I really do, because everywhere he turns, he's got somebody just coming at him. And I feel like there are too many people out there with too little education, with too big an opinion. And when they come out in a public setting like this and just start attacking people when they really don't know all the facts, they don't really understand what's going on or what had happened or any of that. They read a couple of tweets by somebody here and there, and it's like, it's just bad form altogether. Ben is absolutely the kind of dude that if you have something to say or you have a question or you have an accusation or anything, talk to him about it. He'll talk to you. He's not unapproachable. He'll talk to you, but don't come at him in public and try to like air him out like you're on some kind of mission to propel yourself off of his back by calling him a fraud or a scammer or whatever. It's complete nonsense and it's weak if you ask me. And my wife and I talk about this a lot because I'm like, you don't understand, he's constantly getting attacked by people and wrongfully to a large degree. And honestly, I feel like it's a lot of these attacks that drive him so hard the other direction to where he's like, I am going to not only prove you wrong, but I'm going to prove to you that I am absolutely the guy who's spending money and time and all of this stuff going after solving a lot of these problems, trying to fix a lot of this stuff. And, but anyway, from my perspective where I was sitting, and this is a 30-minute video. I don't know how, or wait, was this it? No, I don't think it was. It was so funny. But what happened was Ben and her were arguing. And I jumped up with my mic and I said, Ben, you are not the father. Basically, like it was a Maury Povich talk show. And, you had the mom and the potential father going at each other. And I was like, you're not the father. It's not worth the energy. Like you could just let it go. And this woman lost it on me, started screaming at me about how she didn't need a father and how she didn't get the joke at all. And everyone was busting out, not only at the joke, but at the fact that she did not get it at all. So I don't know. And I was trying to crack little jokes throughout, just to add some levity to the situation that was ultimately pretty heated. And then ultimately, security and people came in to take this woman out. And at first Ben was like, no, like get rid of her. She's, she's terrible. Right. And then he was like, finally, he's like, you know what? No, like he calmed down a bit and he was like, no, let her go. We'll just agree to disagree kind of thing. And then everything just kind of settled down and they started having more of a cordial conversation. And then Ben started talking back and forth with someone else that was, I don't know if he was a part of her group or not. And then it became more of a civil kind of discussion about the past and the present and what's to be expected in the future. And ultimately it ended up well. And personally, I just think the woman had a crush on Bitboy and she was trying to get his attention. But that's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong. But anyway, that's it. I want to call it this video, and I'm going to go over some more stuff in another video for maybe later on this evening. I want to try and start doing 2 videos a day. I really need to get this algorithm beefed up, and you can help by liking the video, making sure you subscribe, and leave your comments below, your questions. Any questions I generally try to answer. Comments I generally like and heart if I feel they're sincere. And then I always go through and try to filter out a lot of the impersonators who are trying to get you to, chat with them on WhatsApp for, I don't know what they want. They just want your phone number ultimately, I think, so they can spam you with garbage from other places. So yeah, I'm never asking you to connect with me on WhatsApp in the comments below. They're impersonators if you haven't figured that out yet. So until next time, guys, grow your coins and I'll see you soon.